Welcome to Stasvision. So today we're doing a simple review on MISC Reliant Core. It is a starter light freight, and I would also consider it light fighter. Since the light freight is relatively useless, it is just a small ship with extra cargo space. There are several other variants of this ship, the Reliant Core being the starter light freight, the Reliant Mako being reporting multi-role, kinda like the scouting ship, Reliant Sen being light science, and Reliant Tana being light fighter. All four of these ships are pretty much the same. They all have the same maneuverability, the same health pool, they look the same. Only difference is pretty much what is inside the ship. If you have a cargo space, do you have a bed, do you have a science room, do you have a computer back there for scouting, reporting? Every other ship than the Reliant Core actually does have a bed, so the Core is just a pure transport variant. On the account of that, you do get more inventory space and cargo space, while the other variants are rather limited with it. The stock loadout which you're seeing right now actually isn't bad. I really think this ship is one of the few that could make really a lot of use of the gimbals. Now that does mean you need to reduce somewhat of your firepower. Fortunately, the wingtip weapons are quite flexible. You can have 4 size 2s or 2 size 3s, and they only come in gimbals or turrets. There are other attachments for the wingtips that don't really work or not as intended. They are meant for other variants and different types of missions. The 2 size 1 turrets closest to the hull also have gimbals, but those you can swap out to size 2s if you wish so. Just note that they will be fixed in that scenario. The loadout I'm currently running is on the right. As usual, it's all military grade A equipment. I don't touch the rockets and I didn't touch the quantum drive, but I swapped the wingtip weapons out for size 3s. So I will hit harder, but my burst won't be as strong. I tried it out several times and 2 size 3s instead of 4 size 2s just wasn't doing it for me. The loadout I ended up sticking to was this, all size 2 attritions. Maybe I should have put size 1 with gimbals close to my hull, but still this worked pretty fine. I like the firepower that I actually got with this ship. Although it is a long target, it might not be that hard to hit and it's not that agile, it does come with a decent amount of health compared to some of those light fighters. So I would definitely keep mostly size 2s equipped on this ship. The ship is pretty durable, but if something like this should happen, you have just lost half of your firepower. You have lost the weapons in the tip of your wings and you have lost the ones close to the hull. I also don't suggest flying like this. I guess you can call it VTOL mode, or in a vertical mode, let's say. The controls are a bit more rugged and rough. The ship loses quite a bit of maneuverability, or at least it feels like it, and I really wouldn't suggest it for combat scenarios. Although it can be nice or look nice if you're doing some close to ground flying between the rocks and trees and so. The ship offers quite a bit of room. You have the entrance in the back, and that is the only entrance you get. There is a lot of cargo space and also quite a bit of room for your items, whatever you wish to carry on your ship. This is just a set of medium armor and 2 weapons, and it's 6%, so there's quite a bit of space. You can also have additional crew member remote controlling one of the turrets at the tip of the wings. Power on and enter a turret. It can offer some nice angles if pilot is busy, and you can actually have some fun with it if you want. With its length you can barely fit a hover quad in it, but if you get some hover bikes you might be able to put 2 side by side. Although it is quite a tight fit, not considering the size, but actually the height of the body, the cargo area where you can park this little vehicle. Even its length is quite a tight fit. It's a pretty fun vehicle. Although the Reliant Core might not be the most comfortable ship to have, it does offer the most amount of space, and you can do pretty much anything you want with it. Only problem I have with this ship is that you don't really need a co-pilot, although there is the co-pilot seat. It might be useful when there will be more game loops added, you can get more attachments and actually use them to do science or exploration, scouting, whatever. Another thing I really like is that you can pretty much see in all directions except above, because that is where you get your screens for your ship, your information and so. So you can actually look around pretty darn well. It doesn't really offer anything special, but it feels special the way you can operate with it. I like it, it's got decent weapons, decent health. Only downside for me is that if I use these weapons as fixed, they might shoot very far apart because they are all spread out along the wing. And so actually having an assist or controlling the firing yourself can be pretty decent. And that's why if you're dealing with smaller targets, unlike this one, you might want to also use the size 1s or, well, size 2 gimbals to get your size 1s attached instead of fixed size 2s that I have. I highly suggest trying to ship out because I like it a lot, and it is good for everything that you might want to do. Anyway, thanks for watching.